Hey everyone, first I'd just like to apologize for having to cut the sound and play my own music because there was some party barges that were blazing their music and I didn't want to get flagged on YouTube for copyright infringement. Anyway, so just taking a little stroll. What I'm going to do now is put my paddle float on. Inside my paddle float I've got my rescue harness, which is just a loop of about 12 to 13 foot of rope. That's it right there. But go ahead and put my paddle blade into my paddle float, clip the other end around and blow it up. Something just of note is that this paddle float that I'm using, I love it. It is a dry bag, it is a deck bag, so it takes care of, I can keep my paddling gloves in there, sunscreen, lip balm, stuff like that. But it is tiny as a paddle float. There's a couple manufacturers. Seattle Sports makes a paddle float, as well as Perception makes a paddle float that are probably close to twice the size of this one. So when you're using it, it doesn't want to dunk the paddle into the water. So it just makes it a lot easier to do a rescue. So I get my paddle float on one side and I put my rescue harness on the other side of the shaft. This is, again, just a rope. I do prefer strap, a loop of strap that's tied in a knot. But since I had those noisy boats beside me, I decided to paddle away a little bit more. Now the main reason that I was out here today, first off, was to paddle in some higher winds, which it got a little windy, but it wasn't nearly as much wind as what I was wanting. But also to try out doing the re-entry with those stabilizers on the sides. I thought that they would help by stabilizing the kayak a bit, and you'll see in a minute that they only get in the way. Be sure to take my flippy floppies off and take a little dunk. One thing I will like to mention is the life jacket that I'm using is called StollQuest. You can see me kick back a little bit and tighten up the straps. I like calling those latch straps because they grab right underneath your lats and keep the life jacket from riding up. Every single life jacket besides StollQuest, when getting in the water, you'll see vests often, they will ride up around your ears. These straps really do a good job at keeping the vest down. So anytime you see me swimming around in the water, more than likely this is the vest I will be wearing. So here the paddle shaft is almost in position. I just need to set up my harness. So I just ordered a yellow strap from Amazon that I'm going to be using for this paddle harness. The great thing about it is that it's yellow, so I'll be able to really see it, whereas the black, I can't really see it through the water, so I kind of have to reach for it and find it. So attached on the other side, coming up underneath the kayak and then going around the paddle shaft, when I push down on it now with my foot, it will tug on both sides of the paddle, pushing the kayak more down rather than sideways. And here's where it really gets caught up on the stabilizer float. Finally, the stabilizer float just breaks off and comes along with me for the ride. But if anything, the stabilizer float really hindered my entry instead of helping like I thought it would. So once I get the seat situated and I get my foot braces settled, I will paddle my bathtub of water back to the shore.